All right, everybody says we're live. It's been a little while since I've gone live here on the Facebook live stream. I'm even going live on the Haunted Road Media YouTube channel, which I haven't done in really like forever. In fact, it's been a while since I've even posted a video out there. The last thing was the Shadow Dimension trailer. I had one other video I think earlier this year, but it's because I'm headlong into the Shadow Dimension docu-series and getting that edited. So I thought what I would do would be to come out here, kind of give some updates as to what's going on. See a lot of people down in the chat there. Jill Nimchinsky, Tanya Sargisian. There's Nicole Antoinette. Oh, hello, darling. And a few other people. So it's great to see a lot of people out here going live on a Friday night. So let's get into it since we already have a number of people already connected here. So Shadow Dimension update. Now, this was something, now for those that don't even know what the Shadow Dimension is, this is a docu-series that I've been putting together. Really, it's been in the works for over a year now. Started filming last fall when things start settling down a little bit with COVID. And this is a basically research and investigation docu-series into shadow phenomena, actually going to locations which actually have reported shadow phenomena and researching and investigating what exactly is causing it. Can we actually maybe capture some? And the places that we're going have known, portal and vortex activity and things like that. And there's Nicole already hashtagging Shadow Dimension. Thank you. All right, so what I wanted to do is share a little bit about what's going on with that, because in the trailer, for those that have seen it, and I'm going to show it here again, I said that this was going to, be released spring 2021. Well, it's now spring, so where is it, right? Well, it has to do with this distribution. Originally, the idea when I first came up with this plan over a year ago was I was just going to, straight up just release it on Amazon through their Video Direct platform. Well, back at the end of February, they announced that they were just basically closing that down for basically for documentary makers. They were going to be taking, I guess, still television shows, but for any like new documentaries, no, you're totally cut off. So that kind of like really put a crimp in my plans. And so I've had to contact other people and work through other distributors and get this out there. So that is hopefully coming here in May. I'm putting some finishing touches on some things this weekend. We'll get that out there. Hopefully, it won't go any further past this weekend, and then we will go ahead and release that. So I want to share with you a couple things about the Shadow Dimension. For those that don't know, the two primary locations that we're visiting this are what's known as the Conjuring House, the farm on Round Top Road. It's basically the house that the first Conjuring movie was based off of, and then Mineral Springs Hotel in Alton, Illinois. So 4 episodes for the Conjuring House, 2 episodes for Mineral Springs. And it's been I'll show you a couple other stills from here. This is at the Conjuring House, kind of going over through some historic documentation with Carl Johnson and Elise Carlson. And then here's a candid shot of Nicole and I reviewing one of the episodes on the television in our living room. So and there's our good friend Johnny Enoch on the screen there as we're reviewing it together. So it's been a lot of work. I've been in post-production since November. And it's been a lot of work. But I'm really, really excited to get that out there. And I see others here in the chat saying that they are also excited for the series. Great to see a bunch of you as well. So John Spike, great to see you. Francois Dubé, great to see you as well. So let me go ahead and show you guys the actual trailer for those that haven't seen it. It's 2 minutes long, but we'll go ahead and show you guys that for those who have not yet seen it.
There's a kind of a hallway connecting the bedrooms. Coming down that hall was something. Something, I want to say black, but it was more like the absence of vision, something dark. My first thought was there's a fire in the house, and I'm going to smell smoke. It was somewhat rolling towards me, but formless, just darkness. As somebody had erased reality.
Thank you. I have to sit down for a minute.
You okay?
Here, can you take the camera from me?
Yes, certainly. Certainly. What's the matter, Mike? Something over here, I don't know.
I just think it's getting darker in here.
I woke up in the middle of the night one night, and there was this tall, dark figure standing in the corner of my room.
What is this? Who are they? I tend to think they're from another dimensional space.
I call it a gravitational distortion.
Nope. Look at that.
Whoa!
Pointing right at the hole.
It's all right over here.
That's right. This is where the energy is.
I think this is kind of an opening to another reality.
So you can see all these connections that are interwoven.
I have frequently described as a portal cleverly disguised as a farmhouse.
That's the bedroom in which I had the experience when I was about 8 years old.
Amare ea Glexorga.
It had red glowing eyes.
And that smoke came forth, something in my face walking in here.
I think something's happening here.
All right, so that's the trailer for the Shadow Dimension. I know those that are watching on YouTube right now, like Zippy Davis, good to see you, Zippy. I know that that's already out there on YouTube, and for anybody who wants to watch it again and try to maybe pick out a couple little things, that's on the Haunted Road Media YouTube channel. So the question here from Victoria, whose room were you in when you got woozy? So that was Andrea Perron's bedroom when she was a child. Now, I mean, you're looking at hundreds of years worth of history. It was her bedroom for a few years in there. Right? I mean, the family spent 10 years in the household. So yeah, it was really kind of interesting because all I was doing at the time was interviewing Keith Johnson. He was telling me about his story in there of the bedroom window slamming shut. And as he was going on, I just started getting really lightheaded in that spot to the point where I was like, oh my gosh, am I actually going to pass out here? And I kind of like gritted my teeth and bore through it, handed Keith the camera and sat down for a moment. And so you get to see all of that in the docuseries, the story leading up to it. And then when I hand him the camera and comments that are made afterward. And then, of course, we do investigate the household. And it's that area, I'll don't want to spoil too much, but that area between that bedroom and then the next bedroom over is a hot spot. And even with the configuration of the house, I have some theories as to what exactly is going on there. And so, definitely want to be a lookout for that. So Sandy Griffin watched you about 3 nights ago on the Travel Channel, the Alaska Triangle. Yeah, that was that came out last year, and they keep showing the reruns, which is great. So I do get questions about the Alaska Triangle if there's going to be a season 2, and so there have been talks and discussions about a season 2. The problem is the production companies in the UK, and they've been a lot more locked down out there than here in the US. So yeah, there are plans for a season 2. I haven't talked to those guys probably for a couple months now. So not really sure where everything stands right now, but there are plans for it, and hopefully that'll get moving soon. So Zippy saying you fixed your setup, looks good. I appreciate that, Zippy. I moved last year too, and then I switched the background and everything. So the desk behind me is that antique desk from my family. So I guess I kind of wanted to show that off. So that's what's going on with the Shadow Dimension. I'm going to tie that into the Connected Universe portal. So this is a membership site slash you know, what education site, because I'm going to be hosting courses out there. They're in development. I actually have the entire first course recorded, because there's like a whole series of videos. It's just a matter of like editing and getting things together. I've been so ingrained in the shadow dimension that I haven't been able to get that out yet. But the membership site is open and accessible, connecteduniverseportal.com. And I'll kind of show real quick what's out there. And then I'm going to give you guys a kind of, I guess, sneak peek as to what's back there. Sneak peek of a sneak peek. And so let's see. I got to bring up the right photo here. And so this is kind of a example of, if you go into the membership side, there's a little intro video from me. There's a community button there on the right-hand side, where there's actually like a chat room and forums and that sort of thing, where I post the Q&A question for the month. But then you can see here these different categories. The actual live stream for Beyond the Shadows is through there. You get morning mug videos, which is like a vlog, monthly Q&A videos, behind the scenes videos, sneak peek videos, special features when we have some longer extended or kind of off the wall stuff. You can see Carl and Keith Johnson right there. Well, I guess it's really small, but you can kind of see it there. And then articles, got a whole bunch of articles and content in there. So did want to give you guys a little sneak peek, because the other day, excuse me, what I did was, get some water here real quick. What I did was I posted 2 back-to-back sneak peeks of the Shadow Dimension from Mineral Springs. They're actually deleted scenes. An interview piece with Coyote Chris Sutton, and an interview piece with Dave Nunnally. So stories that they talked about that aren't being included in the Shadow Dimension, because you only have so much time to to tell stories and stuff and to share. And thank you, Nicole, for posting. Here it is, connecteduniverseportal.com. That's the new site. So let me go ahead and share this one. It's actually the video from Chris and him telling a little story here. So it's a short one. It's a little bit less than a minute. Dave's is a couple minutes long.
Again, not knowing which culture they were, what kind of people they were. We don't know if they were all friendly. We don't know if they were. There doesn't seem to be any type of ritual murders or anything like that we've ever found. There's been some weird stuff. I remember one time on a dig not too far from Cahokia, we found a skeleton with what looks to be a medicine bag over the person's mouth. And I was talking to my boss, and he said, well, it could be that it's a big honor, or this guy was a great medicine man. I said, or it could have meant that the guy was so bad that they stuffed this over his mouth and stuck him in there, because some tribes believe that life came in with your first breath and exited with your last breath. But if you kept that breath in there before the spirit could escape, you can entomb the soul. So that's also a possibility. You just don't know. I mean, there's lots of, the different tribes have so many different traditions, and it's just impossible to say why they were there. But basically it becomes about, I can do this, and I've got this power, and the power is here, and people can feel it and say, okay.
That's it's a part of the story that Chris is talking about. We're talking about the Cahokia Mounds, right down the road there from Alton. So this is tied into the Mineral Springs story, and I really wanted to keep that within the docuseries, but didn't really fit the conversation in the story that we were, actually telling, that we were actually talking about. And there was a certain element of pacing when you're trying to put these things together. Even with Dave, the clip that I end up putting out there on Connected Universe Portal, I had really wanted to include that in the docuseries, but as you're going along and editing, it gets to a point where it's like, that was great, and you don't want to overextend it. Again, there's like a certain pacing there, and there are times where with content that I included, that I'm teetering on the edge of being a little too much, and so I didn't want to go too much in those. So basically, I clipped them and I put them up there on the Connected Universe Portal website for sneak peek videos of the Shadow Dimension, behind the scenes type of stuff for members of the Connected Universe. So like Nicole says. So the question is, yeah, because I guess Jill said here that they don't have cable, and so Nicole is letting her know it'll be available through several video streaming platforms. Yeah, that's basically the route that it will go with the Shadow Dimension. It'll go through video streaming, not something like Travel Channel or what have you, like we did with the Angle. So, which I okay. And Josh, yeah, Cahokia Mountain is an amazing place to visit. There is a segment in episode 5 that's specifically about Cahokia. Go there, go up on top of the mounds. Have Chris talking about Cahokia. I also bring in Johnny Enoch for that bit too, talking about ancient sites of power. So it's I'm really excited for where the Shadow Dimension is going, and again, should be out next month. And I'll let you know the platform, the specific streaming platform it'll be on when I have that information. Right now, it's going to be kind of up to the distributor. So I will let everybody know, of course. All right, so that's kind of the big thing with Shadow Dimension. I also wanted to kind of update everybody on events and things that are going to be come up, because we finally have events this year. Last year, I had one small event in February, and then everything else was canceled. I did want to mention, as far as like another live event like this, April 30th, Nicole and I are talking about doing a game night. That would be streaming, like for those that are watching on Facebook, that would be streaming on Facebook. So be on the lookout for that. It's, a few weeks away yet, but that'll be a lot of fun. We're just kind of kicking back, having fun. We'll probably talk about a topic or two, but then have fun with some games. So we'll have a good time there. But upcoming events, May is going to kick off the event season, which I'm really hoping Shadow Dimension will come out before event season kicks off, because the summer, especially the very beginning of the summer, is going to be crazy, crazy, crazy busy. So let's get into some of these things that are going to be going on here. So first, to kick it right off, right here in my home state, ParasiteCon 2021. We have a lot of great people that are going to be there. I see Chip Coffey, Steve Gonzalez. Ghost Brothers are going to be there. Many of you saw me on Fright Club with those guys, a couple of episodes there at the beginning of the first season of Fright Club, Amy and Adam. I'm going to be speaking on, what else? Shadow entities, right? Who are the shadow people? And I talked about that a few years ago at ParasiteCon, but I've updated a lot of information since then. And when I gave that talk there, I was back at St. Joe's when it was being held at St. Joseph's Hospital in Lorraine. That was before I released A Walk in the Shadows, which is this is the second edition for those that don't have the second edition yet. And so a lot more information coming up, and it's really gearing me up, because that's at, let's see, that was May 22nd to 23rd, so right there toward the end of May. And that's gearing me up for the, and this is just the confirmed speaker graphic, but UFO Mega Conference, which is in Laughlin, Nevada. That is June 6th through 12th. And you can see a lot of great people that are on this list. There's our good friend Johnny Enoch right there in the second row. Richard Dolan's going to be there. Billy Carson, Sean Stone. I'm kind of there in the middle somewhere. So, and again, I will of course be talking about shadow entities, but this is from the perspective: are some of these shadow entities extraterrestrials? Which, of course, I do believe some are, and then the question always becomes, okay, how can you tell which ones are and aren't? And there are, shadow entities are a lot of different types of things. We're not going to get into all of that right now. I'm just trying to give you guys an idea of the event schedule coming up. So that is, like I said, June 6th through 12th for UFO Mega Conference. Following that, like really directly following that, Like we're talking within days. Nicole will be out here as well with me at the UFO Mega Conference. And right in the middle there, James Keenan, he's going to be on Edge of the Rabbit Hole here in a few weeks. We're basically jumping off the plane, and a few days later, I'm going to be out here in Egypt, Return of the Kepler cycle. There's Johnny again. Johnny's a good friend of mine. Jay Widener, Mohammed Ibrahim. We'll have some special appearances there. Some special speakers: Paul Elder, Danian Brinkley, Jordan Maxwell. Going to be an absolutely fantastic time. It's a 2-week excursion out there. We're going to be there at the pyramids for the summer solstice. As June 18th through July 2nd. I believe they still have some openings if anybody wants to actually jump on that. Would love to have you out. It's going to be an absolutely amazing, amazing time. So, and I will tell you this, when it comes to Return of the Kepler cycle. Now, for those of you that have been watching my stuff or have read A Walk in the Shadows, you know that I talk about shadows in ancient history, that the ancient Egyptians believed in 7 different parts of the soul, one of those being the Kabit, the shadow part of the soul, which remained here on Earth, along with the Ka, the animating part of the soul, as the other parts went off to the constellation of Orion. So, be there in Egypt, I'm filming for Shadow Dimension while I'm out there. So there is going to be a season 2 of the Shadow Dimension. We're actually going to start filming for that here. Nicole, when is that? Next weekend? We're going to be at Hinsdale House along with Sean Gilmore, Megan Talbert's going to be there, Ryan Mersall. So we're going to be out there filming for Shadow Dimension Part 2 at Hinsdale House. And then, Egypt is going to be absolutely amazing. The different things that we will discover there. And we're not just talking shadows. We're talking ancient mysteries. Because it really comes down to all this stuff. We talk connected universe. All this stuff is connected. These entities, these different concepts about spirituality, the ideas of stargates and portals go all the way back through there. And is that the way these things are traveling, or they have are they utilizing these doorways to enter our universe? Or our dimension? Is that how they're coming into some of these different locations, like Mineral Springs, like the Conjuring House? And of course, we're going to be trying to answer those types of questions at other locations like Egypt. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So really, really, really looking forward to that. And I will definitely update you guys while I'm out there as much as I can. Time difference will be crazy, but I'll have my phone with me. We'll post stuff. Like I said, we'll be filming like crazy out there. So following that, we have a little bit of time off in July. And then out to Michigan Paracon at the end of August 26th to 28th. This is a great Paracon. It is massive. It's huge. It's an absolute class act. They do a really, really great job of organization. I've only done this one once a couple years ago, and I was thoroughly impressed by the program that they put together. So, definitely come on out to that one. Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It's absolutely beautiful up there. And last time we were up there, Andrea Perrin likes to take her people onto a little excursion to basically commune with the extraterrestrials who are out there, just out in the parking lot. We needed a big area, and there wasn't really anywhere else to kind of go at that moment. So we're out there in the parking lot, and as she starts her little talk, all of a sudden there's this huge fireball in the sky that just it was a low-hanging meteorite that it was amazing. You could hear the sizzle as it torched through the sky. It was crazy. So that's Michigan Paragon. Following month in Massachusetts, Quincy, Massachusetts. This is Massachusetts Paracon. I'll be out there, along with several others. And do I have the exact dates? Well, yeah, they're actually on our little photos there, but it's so small I can't even see that right now. So what's that saying? Anybody can see that? So it's see if I can look at my calendar here. 17th, 18th, 19th, I believe it is. 17th, 18th. It's something like that. So Massachusetts Paracon. And then, I know, it's starting to get busy, right? Starting to get back to the way things were. La Cruces Paracon. This is in New Mexico. So Nicole is also featured in this one. You can see their platform reading, psychic medium, reading by internationally known psychic medium Nicole Guillaume. So she is also going to be there as part of the event. I'll be speaking, of course, again on shadow entities, and this is going to be part of this is kind of like well, we'll be doing a large trip out west for this because we basically have back-to-back events. That one, this is October 2nd through 3rd. And then following that, the following weekend, Vulture City, October 8th, 9th, and 10th. So we go New Mexico to Arizona. And that's going to be an amazing trip. So J. Murray Yates put that on. Going to be a bunch of great people there. You see, there's Keith Bailey down there. I know Keith was in the chat earlier. So this is going to be fantastic. Absolutely looking forward to getting out and doing events again. Now, some of you may have noticed, hey, where was the the Ireland trip? Wasn't that supposed to be this year? Well, for those of you that didn't catch the news about the tour that we're doing in Ireland, which was supposed to be July 1st through the 9th, that got moved to 2022. So we still have a handful of spots open. You can get the link through my website, MikeRicksecker.com. You can go to MysteriousAdventurestours.com or HauntedJourneys.com and sign up for it there. But that is going to be next year, July 1st through 9th, 2022, for the Ancient Mysteries of Ireland tour. So that's next year. And there's Sean Gilmore. Hey, we were just talking about you, Sean. So that is what is going on. I just wanted to come out here, spend a few minutes chatting with you guys, letting you know what the deal was going to be for this spring and summer with what's going on with the Shadow Dimension, what's going on with the events. Like I said, Nicole and I are planning a game night at the end of the month. We've also been talking about doing some sort of podcast together, and we've thrown some ideas around. We haven't made anything official yet or organized anything like that yet, but a lot of people have requested that we do something like that together. So, so we're looking at that. But right now, both of us have been extremely, extremely busy, and will be for the foreseeable future. Obviously. So, and again, there's Nicole. With sign up for ConnectingUniversePortal.com. Yeah, the newsletter is going out this weekend. So if you haven't signed up for the newsletter yet, go ahead and you can jump on that. If you go to ConnectingUniversePortal.com, just scroll down to the bottom. The sign up for the newsletter is right there. You can jump on that and get all the latest updates. So basically, the schedule that I just rattled off. That schedule will be a part of this upcoming newsletter, as well as other news, and I'll give a couple other sneak peek snippets of the Shadow Dimension in that newsletter as well. So, all right, everybody, I don't want to keep you too much longer from your Friday evening. Thanks for hanging out for a little while. It was great seeing all of you both on simulcasting here, both on Facebook and on YouTube. Again, Haunted Road Media YouTube channel for those that are still watching out there. I know it's been a little while since I've actually posted videos out there. Again, it's because I've been so heavily consumed by The Shadow Dimension, which is a 6-part, very extensive docuseries. I will have more content going out there later on this year. And it probably won't be as often. I was, really pretty good about, once a week getting something out there. It's probably going to be more like once a month. But we are still, of course, doing the the weekly live stream shows. Those are on the Edge of the Rabbit Hole channel for, of course, it was the Edge of the Rabbit Hole show. So we still do that on a weekly basis out at the Edge of the Rabbit Hole channel. Beyond the Shadows is its own live stream show. As if you want to get to the live stream, you have to go through connecteduniverseportal.com. We do the audio podcast, which is available, right now on like Spotify, iHeartRadio, all of that. But to watch the video live stream and be a part of the chat and ask questions and all that, that's through the Connected Universe portal for Beyond the Shadows. Edge of the Rabbit Hole is still on the Edge of the Rabbit Hole channel. So, all right, everybody. That'll do it. You have a wonderful weekend. Till next time.